We are here on the historic campus of Talladega College. 1867 is when this amazing institution was founded. Tell us your name and the role that you play here at Talladega College.
My name is Gregory Vincent, and I serve as the 21st president of Talladega College in Talladega, Alabama.
Wow. And you've been in this role since July the 1st of
Yes.
2022.
That's correct.
And I'm going to go backwards because one of the things that we're promoting this year as UNCF's Institute for Capacity Building is Unite 2023. If I'm not mistaken, it was maybe your first week or two on the job and you get thrown into Atlanta, Georgia at Unite 2022, which was good. But our experience there was such that we've decided to take it to the next level. And so to date, we have over 30 presidents confirmed to attend. And we're going to expect more than 1,000 attendees at the conference on July 17th through July 20th. I'm going to ask you to shift your eyes and look into the camera as to why anyone sitting in a role that you're sitting in should consider being a part of July 17th through the 20th, Unite 2023.
UNCF is one of our treasured institutions. As you know, one of our presidents, one of our Talladegans, Dr. Herman Long, class of 1935, served concurrently as the president of Talladega College and UNCF. And he coined the phrase, "A mind is a terrible thing to waste." And so this constellation of 37 world-class institutions coming together, their faculty and staff and leaders, is such an incredible moment to share ideas, innovation, to inspire one another, to come into fellowship in the great spirit of educating our young people and helping them not only meet their dreams, but go to places they never even dreamed of.
Now, President Vincent, you came into this role and the transformation work was happening. And based on what we've heard from you is that it helped you from an onboarding perspective. When you hear just transformation in a general sense, like what does transformation mean to Talladega College and our HBCUs in general?
We are so fortunate to have Dr. Michael Lomax serve as the president and CEO. He has been a faculty member, an elected official, a leader, a college president, so leadership is great. You leading this effort, Dr. Fluker, you have a distinguished career in higher education as well. So leadership means everything. And so that transformation, I just had great confidence and the ability to think big, to be transformational in the sense that we can take our collective resources, our resources at Talladega, to move us to even greater heights. It causes us not to get stuck in the weeds, but think even greater about how do we use all of our resources to its highest and best use. And so this is an opportunity at Unite, working with our sister institutions to really think about how to do the right things the right way. We are a faith-inspired institution, so faith is a huge part of what we do, making sure that we take any student and help them meet their dreams.
We had a very unique experience. UNCF, Institute for Capacity Building, executive leadership had a very unique experience that still today, Talladega is the only school that has done this. And that is that you invited us to partner with you to speak to your board of trustees.
Yeah.
And we would love to help all of our institutions in that way. Can you talk about how important and valuable that was, but more importantly, how your board reacted to the WAVE platform from a reporting standpoint with all the work that's happening?
I am so bullish. I'm so excited about this deep partnership between Talladega College and UNCF. You have been so instrumental in helping us with our strategic plan, thinking about mentoring for me with Dr. Charles Nelms and even financial capacity. And so we have a very sophisticated board. And I'll just quickly share, our board chair came to this institution as a first-generation student living in public housing. And now he's the city manager of his hometown, Columbus, Georgia. And we just have an incredible board. And I knew that our board hearing directly from UNCF would generate the excitement and the buy-in that is so needed as we move forward. And it happened exactly as I had hoped and dreamed, that there would be the synergy between the board and what we're doing. They instantly understood the strategic direction. They certainly appreciated the ambitious yet attainable goals, the key performance indicators. They bought into the time frame through 25, 26. And so it was just a highlight of our meeting in November.
Excellent. No, we appreciate you extending that invitation to us, because what it did is it made us go back and rethink our model and our approach to other institutions. Yeah. Now, one of the things that we often talk about is institutional excellence. And when you think about the legacy of our historically Black colleges and universities, excellence has been a constant theme. Talk to us, President Vincent, when you hear institutional excellence, like, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I've shared this before, but it bears repeating, that the most compelling story in American history is the genius and resilience of Black people. And that for over 2 centuries, we have established and sustained institutions that have successfully advocated for the permanent interest of our people. One of the shining examples, of course, are historically Black colleges and universities. So we have to start that. You think about 1867, we're right there during Reconstruction, right? The beginning of Reconstruction, all of the excellence that emanated out of those mere 11 years, right? All of the institutions that were founded during that time and all of the work that was done. I think about faith. I think about the fact that so much of our excellence was tied into our faith. And when I think about our great leaders, and whether that was Harriet Tubman or our founders, Xavier and Tarrant, they were faith inspired. To think that of all the things they could focus on, they understood that education was the key, right? And so the ability to be freedmen, newly freedmen, come back to the institution where they helped build the first building as slaves, and to come back with the support of others to build this institution, that's excellence. To think about the fact that we have produced 21 college presidents. Of course, Dr. Herman Long, I just mentioned him, but let me drop another name, Dr. Jewel Plummer Cobb, a renowned cancer researcher who went on to become the first Black woman to serve as the chancellor of a California state institution, Cal State Fullerton. And then, of course, Dr. William Harvey, class of 1961, who served for 41 years, 44 years, I should say, let me not cheat him, 44 years at Hampton University. Every Black person I knew growing up had ebony and jet on their coffee tables. And to think that Eunice Walker Johnson was the partner with her husband, John Johnson. And the thing that makes, when I share these names, they also invested back. Dr. Harvey's our most generous living donor. Both Eunice Walker Johnson, our School of Education and Social Science, are named after him. Our honors school is named after Dr. Jewel Plummer Cobb. And so it's this investment in excellence, and it's the sustainability. We're 16th in the country in our area around social mobility, meaning we take students where they are and we help them, like Chairman Isaiah Hughley, to reach even greater heights. And so when I think about excellence, it's cemented in faith, it's faith in action, it's focused on education, it's focused on taking students where they are and then moving them to even greater heights.
Tell us your name and your title and role here at Talladega College.
I'm Dr. Pernella Rowena Deams. I am the Senior Vice President for Student Life and Success and the UNCF Transformation Officer, also full professor of psychology.
And you have a lot of responsibilities that fall on your plate.
Yes.
And one of the things that we know as UNCF Institute for Capacity Building is that on a day-to-day basis on our end, you are the transformation officer for this institution. Tell us a little bit about, when you hear the word transformation from an HBCU, from a Talladega College perspective, what does transformation mean to you?
For me, transformation, especially in reference to HBCUs, particularly here at Talladega College, it means opportunity. It's an opportunity for change, it's an opportunity for uplift, it's an opportunity to enhance excellence.
What are some of the tactics that you use to really help introduce people to transformation, but then also get buy-in from the broader campus community?
Yes. Introducing transformation to the campus is about partnership. And I think sometimes the most important partnership is your internal partners. Sharing the vision, the opportunity. Dr. Vincent has set a tremendous vision for this campus, and I have his support. And so just sharing that vision, building the internal partnerships, getting everyone engaged with the opportunity for change.
Yes, the opportunity for change. You know, I started off talking about 1867. For over 150 years, our schools, our HBCUs have played a tremendous role. They've been excellent despite the challenges. When you hear institutional excellence as it relates to HBCUs, because you're a graduate of 2 HBCUs, you worked at several HBCUs, what does institutional excellence mean to you?
To me, institutional excellence, particularly for our HBCUs, is about uplifting the mission. It's about continuing the opportunity that was already set forth. Institutional excellence is about making sure the next generation has the opportunity to continue growing and thriving in our institutions. I'm a second generation HBCU alum. My children are in our family's third generation, so I wanted to continue and go on and on.
Industry partnerships are very important, and they play a critical role to our ability to do the work that we do. Talk to me about industry partnerships and the value of industry partnerships from your perspective.
I see the value of industry partnerships is the external buy-in. They see what the growth and development that is produced at HBCUs, they buy in, they help to support and uplift us to the next place. I think industry partnerships and all of those external constituents help our students to meet that goal. Another thing that's critical is about industry partnerships is that's where our students are going. They're going out in the industry. It's almost like a open door cycle where the students enter our campus, we get the buy-in from the industry and the support from the industry, and they go out and support those same industries, and the cycle continues.
I am Barbara Johnson. I'm the Executive Vice President and Provost here.
Excellent. And what does that mean? I mean, I hear the title, but what does that mean your day-to-day looks like? What are you responsible for?
It changes every day. I am responsible for ensuring that our students have the academic foundation that they need to be successful once they leave our doors.
Excellent. You mentioned student success. There are so many different ways to explain what student success is or what it means. I would imagine in your role, you have a very clear perspective as to what student success is. So when you hear student success, what does that mean to you?
Student success means not only student persistence, but are we preparing those students for either professional or graduate school, or for if they choose to go into the profession?
Yeah. Are we preparing our students to get to that next level?
Yes.
Well beyond just completing that degree?
Yes, to compete successfully.
To compete successfully. Interesting. So, you know, when you look at the history of our HBCUs, they've played a very significant role in terms of American history and looking at workforce development and so forth. But one of the constant themes is excellence, institutional excellence. So when you hear institutional excellence, tell me what's the first few things that comes to mind?
The first few things that come to mind is that we can compete with anyone. That's what excellence means. It doesn't matter that we don't have the same facilities, the same resources. We can still compete regardless. And that's what our students need to feel when they go. And we need to be preparing them so that they feel like I can compete with anyone, whether they're at Auburn, at Alabama, I can still compete. So when I think of institutional excellence, it's serving those students, making sure they have what they need, making sure, another part of that is we got to make sure the faculty have what they need to give those students that foundation.
Yeah, that foundation is so critical. As UNCF, we work with a lot of institutions on a lot of matters, but one of the big things that we're doing with Talladega, and Talladega is really leading in many ways, is the transformational work that we're doing. We're partnering with Dr. Pernella Deams as your transformational officer, but also working with individuals throughout the organization in enrollment management, advancement, and other areas to help and make sure that this institution not only continues to survive, but that you're able to be positioned to thrive.
Yes.
HBCU Voices would like to give a special thank you to Talladega College President Dr. Gregory Vincent, Executive Vice President and Provost Dr. Barbara Johnson, and Senior Vice President for Student Life and Success Dr. Pernella Rowena Deams for speaking with us. And thank you for listening to our first episode. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive updates on HBCU Voices, and please join us monthly for more conversations with HBCU leaders. HBCU Voices, Executive Leaders Unfiltered is brought to you by the United Negro College Fund's Institute for Capacity Building. I am your host, Dr. Zillah Fluker. See you next time.